Shalom, and welcome to another installment of Elders of GMS. We're back here at the studio. We took a little break from the outdoor thing, so we're back here. Who knows what's going to happen next week or the week after. Nathaniel did a recent video, and we're not going to dissect the whole video, but we may listen to it on the way down to the camp, and we may go into dissecting the whole video at the camp. You know, we'll have the little video, we'll show it, and then cut it up. But anyway, I'm just going to start the video. I think I got about 9.5 minutes worth of that crappy-ass show. And I think the whole show is about a half an hour. All right? So with that, I'm going to go right into it, and I'm going to stop, then we're going to speak on it. Because this guy doesn't understand words. You know, when you say you don't go into the Hebrew and you don't know the Hebrew and you shouldn't know the Hebrew, you have no business being out there teaching. Because you'll be no different than a pastor or a minister in the church. All right? Scholars, men that know the scriptures, the elect, the Most High's men, they know the Hebrew, they know the Greek. They know how to check out words. Okay, let's go to that.
Was it 3?
Verse 5 to 8.
Yeah, 5 to 8.
The book of Jonah, chapter 3, verse 5. So the people of Nineveh believed God and proclaimed a fast and put on sackcloth, from the greatest of them even to the least of them. For word came unto the king of Nineveh, and he arose from his throne, and he laid his robe from him.
Now many people ask, why did Jonah go to Nineveh? Because Nineveh was the capital of the Assyrian Empire. The reason Jonah went to Nineveh was because you had the northern kingdom. The northern kingdom, Ephraim on down, that was taken into captivity in Nineveh. Read.
And he laid his robe from him, and covered him with sackcloth and sat in ashes.
Okay, so what we're going to do is he read a scripture out of Jonah, the 3rd chapter, because previous to that, he was talking to those two dudes about the Day of Atonement. That was the Day of Atonement was coming up, and he questioned them as to when do you know what high holy day is coming up, and they didn't know, and he said the Day of Atonement. And he looked at this one guy that claims that he's down with GMS, which he's not down with GMS. They had told me that he was in the camp, and he was saying that he was a reincarnation of Noah, and he's this guy. He's just a bugged out, lost puppy dog. That's all he is. But anyway, he didn't know, and Nate pretty much said, well, GMS didn't teach you that. No, we didn't teach him that because he ain't down with the camp. And I'm presuming that camp that you had in Queens was on a Saturday. If he was down with GMS, he would be in the camp. He wouldn't be out there on his own, man. Okay, but Nate, that demon, rode off that shit, you know. But anyway, he gonna read out of Jonah, right? Which brought to mind, how did they know that Jonah did it? Huh? How did they know that Jonah did it? Give me Jonah 1, and I believe it's verse 7. And I want you to hold the mic.
Jonah chapter 1 verse 7. And they said every one to his fellow, come and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this evil is upon us. So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon Jonah.
You know, read a couple of verses.
It says, verse 4, but the Lord sent out a great wind into the sea.
Start from the first verse.
1 and 1. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord, and went down to Joppa, and he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare thereof, and went down into it to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. But the Lord sent out a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest in the sea, so that the ship was like to be broken. Then the mariners were afraid, and cried every man unto his God, and cast forth the wares that were in the ship into the sea, to lighten it of them. But Jonah was gone down into the sides of the ship, and he lay and was fast asleep. So the shipmaster came to him and said unto him, What meanest thou, O sleeper? Arise, call upon thy God, if so be that the Most High will think upon us that we perish not. And they said every one to his fellow, Come and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this evil is upon us. So they cast a lot, and it fell upon Jonah.
Yeah, they cast a lot. All right. Now, maybe it wasn't Jonah, because those people that cast a lot were being wicked. So maybe it was Satan that made the lot fall on Jonah. As you read the whole story, it was Jonah. When you go to the first verse, the Most High told him to prophesy, and he hid, and he wanted to go someplace else. So the Most High brought the storm and the waves to tear the ship up. So they were all inquiring about their Father, their God. So they said there's somebody in the ship that he's doing it. So let's cast a lot. Okay. Now, the reason why I open it with that, because back going about 15, 16 years ago, when we was at the main school at the house of David after the split, not too long after the split, maybe about 9 months to a year after the split, we had a bunch of councils, mainly on Cornelius. And now Nate teaches that Cornelius is an Israelite. But he was dead set against this thing about Cornelius being an Israelite. Why? Because the Lord was not dealing with him at that time, and the Lord is not dealing with him today. Because if this man was sincere and honest, he would come out and tell the story about Cornelius and come and admit that he used to think that Cornelius was a cracker. And when it was brought to his attention that Cornelius was an Israelite, he didn't want to hear about it. Well, he should have made a video apologizing about that. And he should have admitted that he was wrong, which he didn't. All right? That's what a nigga does. That's what a demon does. All right? And I had came up with a suggestion, and I said, well, look, why don't we just cast a lot? And then what did he do? He said, and I have witnesses here. Ramla was there. Was you there? And what did he say?
He said, that's wicked, Tahar.
Rakar, was you there?
That's right.
And what did he say?
That was wicked. He said it was wicked. It was evil.
Gabar, that's a third witness. Was you there?
Yes, I was there.
And what did he say when I said let's cast a lot?
He said that's wicked, Tahar.
Okay, I'm still waiting for you to come with the scripture saying that the lot is wicked. As a matter of fact, I got a whole series of scriptures. That go into the lot. And there's nothing wicked about casting the lot.
That's right.
So let's read them scriptures, man.
This is a site entitled 18 Bible Verses about casting lots. The first one is Acts 1:26. And they cast lots for them, and the lot fell on Matthias, and he was numbered with the 11 apostles. The second.
Wait, maybe we should say, since the casting lot is wicked, maybe Matthias was wicked.
Well, maybe he was wicked.
Huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The second one is Proverbs 16:33. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord.
You know what I want you to do? Name the scriptures, because I don't think that's a King James, because it's a little different, written a little different than the King James.
Right.
That might be the New American Bible or whatever. So we don't want no problems of him coming back where you ain't reading out of King James, which means Satan is on you. So let's read that. Go to the first scripture, Acts